Tim, just the ice going in right now, just what is the whole process like in terms of putting the ice in?
Well, first and foremost, it's probably the most exciting part of the year for us. You know, it's the start of a new season. When we put the ice in the building, everybody gets a little bit more excited about the season. The building starts getting a little bit colder, obviously. You know, it's the kickoff of our new season. So everybody's really excited about that. The process that's taking place out on the floor right now is the installation of the ice, and what we start doing first is obviously chilling the floor. We'll bring the floor temperature down to about 15 degrees. Once we get to that point, we'll start applying water, and we use a spray wand, which you see the gentleman moving across the ice right now, and we build those layers very, very thinly. He'll do about 8 coats before we start painting. That'll give us about an 1/8 inch of ice. Once we achieve that, then we'll come out and we'll put the base white down, which is a water-based paint. Again, we use that same sprayer that he's using putting the water down right now. And there's basically about 12 crop tip sprayers on that spray wand, which gives us a nice fine mist of white paint that goes down, which does the base white. Once that's in place, we then come back over it again with just water to seal all that paint in place. None of this paint actually dries, it's all water-based. It freezes in place. So we want to seal all that in place with a few coats of water. We'll build probably about a 16th to, again, about another 16th to an 1/8 inch of ice above that base white. And then the guys will come out and they'll start laying out the entire surface for all the lines, circles, logos, and so forth. Probably about 90% of all the lines that will end up on the sheet is hand painted. With technologies today, with some of the graphics that we can do and the materials available, a lot of the graphics you see in the ice today are actually on sheets. They're vinyl sheets that are perforated in order to allow the water to migrate through them and create a good bond and lock those logos in place. So these days there's not a lot of hand painting on the logos. They're pretty much lay in place, but all the lines, circles, dots, gold creases, all of that's all hand painted in. Once all that's in place, we'll come out with bug sprayers. Same bug sprayer most people have in their garage that they fill up with some insecticide and kill the bugs around the home. We fill those up with water with a fine mist, shoot that down over top of the paint that we've done, build very thin layers of ice over top of that to lock all that in place. Again, this paint doesn't freeze, so if we put too much water on it too fast, all this paint will just bleed out and we'll just have a tie-dyed mess out there. So we build very thin layers over top of all those painted areas. Once we feel we have sufficient ice over top of them that we can come out with a hose and start flooding with a hose, that's what we'll do to get everything locked in place real well. And then we have crews come in and they will work 24/7 around the clock for the next 3 days, doing nothing but walking that hand wand up and down the ice, building the thickness of the ice, and our finished thickness will be somewhere right around 1 1/4 inches. And then we'll bring the Zambonis out and we'll start grooming the ice and so forth, getting it ready for our players.
And now that entire process, about how long does it take to go from start to finish?
Start to finish, it's generally about a 36-hour to 48-hour process. We've done it as quickly as about 30 hours from start to finish, and that's coming out of an event like the circus, going right back in for a hockey game. But generally speaking, you really want to be able to take a good 48 to 72 hours to do a full installation and have the time to really do it the way we would like to do it.
Thank you.
Now, one thing that